Ladies and gentlemen, good evening from Italy. I'm Menos Kain, and this is the Menos Science Theater 2015. And once again, I'm here to read for you, but not to read just anything. I'm about to read the second chapter in what I come to recognize and as one of the most despised reads I ever had the displeasure of having. Stellar Transformations, ladies and gentlemen, a Wuxia web novel, which I would translate more properly to the martial artist with daddy issues. I'm not even joking. So, a brief recap for those that weren't here with the first episode. You didn't lose much. Basically, Kingdom with... okay, so Guy is from a family that's not royalty but almost royalty, as that daddy is an asshole. He grows up with daddy issues, even if everyone but his father and I guess his older relatives love him and think he's the best thing since fresh bread. So, without further ado, let's dive into Stellar Transformations again. This is the chapter 2 of book 1, Resolution. Misty Villa is located on the mountainside of Mount Donglan. Dong. There's a mount, but yeah, okay, that's childish. On the surface, it is patrolled and guarded by a group of ferocious soldiers, but how many experts it has in secret is not known to outsiders. Moreover, because Misty Villa belongs to his vanquishing prince, only people who think their lives are too long would come here to cause trouble. Okay, there is a thing here. Okay, this is more to the translator than to the author, but I would have preferred if he left the names in Chinese, because is the vanquishing prince, on top of being way too fucking long, doesn't really strike that kind of mystical martial artist chord, Outside of Misty Villa, there are two huge stone lions and two soldiers who wear black armor standing upright on the sides of the main entrance. Stone lions? On the side of a Chinese-inspired temple? Maybe it's me, but I don't think they had lions in China? Oh well. They glance outward constantly and look like two lone, proud pine trees. How is a pine tree proud? What? Their large, strong bodies have a natural air of murder, so the murder's air is what all these soldiers were really going through bloody battles can possess. So, at the same time, these two giant soldiers can at the same time stand like two lone, proud pine trees, and trees most of the times like transpire, security isness. Like, if you look at a tree, do you think of it as something that is about to murder you at any given minute? Because these guys say they have a natural air of murder. So, at the same time, they can be like trees, so pretty not fancy, but also murderers. How does that work? I have no fucking idea. Third Prince! The two black armored soldiers kneel down suddenly and say respectfully, Third Prince. King Yu quickly jumps down from the tiger's back. Alright, in this place there are tigers that are not really tigers. I know it's for the... You know what I'm talking about if you're the first episode. If you don't, it's gonna make... Basically, they're tigers, but they have no stripes. They're completely red, so I don't know. Yeah. Okay, the Black Eagle... Oh yeah, he has a pet Black Eagle. He's standing firmly on his shoulder. King Yu is obviously very happy and very excited at this moment. He runs through the entrance at a very fast speed. That's kind of redundant. You could have used... he runs through the entrance. That's it. If he runs, he's already going very fast. Just say he runs through the entrance. At the same time, he says laughingly to the soldiers, "Uncles, please stand up quickly." Okay, so I guess, okay, this is probably one of those things, an honorific. You can, he calls them uncles, but they're not really his uncles. But again, this is another thing that I would prefer if left in Chinese. The two black armored soldiers stand up. There is a hint of fondness in their eyes as they see King Yu's small body rush into the main yard. So these guys, now, on top of being trees, on top of exuding murder, they're also looking longingly at the poor little child, who I guess by this time must be pretty fucking confused. Okay, do you want to follow me while I hear timber? Do you want to kill me, or do you want to fondle me? I prefer if you did the first or the second, because the latter, I need an adult. I am an adult. Give me that citation. Where is it from? You know where is it. Haha, big brother and second brother must be soaking in the hot spring. Without thinking much, King Yu runs directly towards the hot spring in the west garden of Misty Villa. Yeva murmurs, I'm obviously the master of Misty Villa. Oh, there these two guys enter the hot spring without my permission. Oh my fucking god, this thing... Ugh! This is so fucking annoying! Haha! Okay, he's a kid, so I guess he wants to play, but... Oh my... It's like Whiplash! One moment, hey, I'm very excited! Out there, they didn't wait to ask me for me to get into the springs. Like Whiplash! After a short while, King Yu has arrived at the villa's west garden. After a short while? Oh, okay, I guess it's one of those... okay. It stands akimbo. It stands akimbo? What the shit does akimbo mean? Okay, this... Akimbo. Akimbo. A curved stick or staff? Limbs bent? Okay, akimbo. Urban Dictionary. Saimura akimbo. Limbs bent, most of the hands on the hips, with elbows bent outward. Okay, this is a pretty specific term, so it's actually a thing, but, okay, I didn't know that. Okay, that's on me. That's a very weird term, though. Okay, so he stands with his hands on his hips, then suddenly points with his right hand. Glaring at the two people in the hot spring as if he's indignant, he says, "Hey, you daredevils! Seriously, you daredevils, you want to act as the spoiled, insulted, you daredevils! I'm the master here, how dare you get into the hot spring without my permission? King Yu can only utter a loud cry before a hand reaches out and pulls him. He loses balance at once and falls forward the hot spring. Hey, I haven't taken off my clothes! Duh! Cries King Yu. His body falls into the hot spring with a loud splash, sending out countless sprays of water. Wait. You mean countless droplets of water? Or maybe, countless jets of water? No, because one fall, one spray. If you were to send out countless sprays of water, you would have to fall into the water multiple times. How the fuck is that possible? The black eagle, which is standing on King Yu's shoulder... No, let's go back to that image. Sending out countless sprays of water. So, consider that for each spray, he has to fall into the water once. So, imagine, what is belly flopping? Splash, splash, splash. It's someone like playing it like a ragdoll. Splash, splash, splash. Why isn't this kid drowned yet? Oh my god. Okay, so, the black eagle... which is standing on Kiyu's shoulder, has to flap his wings hurriedly to have the luck to avoid falling into the hot spring. Otherwise, this mighty eagle would have become a soaked chick. No, it would have become a soaked eagle and probably drowned because, heavy feathers and all. Haha, Xiao Yu, don't you dare be so arrogant to your older brothers. You've gone too far. While your brothers work their butts off day in, day out, you soak in this hot spring, and it's a hot spring of Misty Villa, no less. Says a juvenile very indignantly, but there is a hint of amusement deep in his eyes. That wasn't a raspberry, that's actually what's written, it's which I guess is, which is, I mean, no, that's not the reaction when someone suddenly pulls you into the water and then starts belly flopping you to spray water again and again. The reaction you should have is, motherfucker, that's far. Kiryu forcibly spits out a gulp of water. His whole body is drenched. He looks angrily at the juvenile before him. The juvenile. I mean, quite juvenile. I mean, is this like the closest term to the original Chinese term the translator could find, or it's just, I mean, what say the young man, the juvenile. Who the hell speaks like that? Second brother, so it's really you. I knew it was you. Only you would pull me into the water. Big brother will never do that. Kiryu quickly takes off his gown and pants. He jumps into the hot spring wearing only a pair of shorts and looks resentfully at his second brother Kinzeng. How the fuck is supposed to jump into the hot spring if he's already in the water? Jesus fucking Christ! Let's say he gets out of the water, takes off his gown and pants, and then jumps back in. Because the way you phrase it, this guy like took off his clothes while still in the water, and then jumped into a hot spring that was inside the other hot spring he was already pulled into! God! Kinzeng is still just a 12-year-old juvenile. 12 years old! He's a kid! He's a kid! It's not a juvenile! He's a kid! He's a young teen! He's a preteen! He's a teenager! Not juvenile! Who the fuck uses juvenile? Okay, this guy. But who else? He's still 12 years old, but he's always an amiable, smiling expression on his face. He always makes people he deals with feel as if they are bathing in a spring breeze. Okay. Only when he is with his siblings can Kinzeng fool around as a juvenile. You say it, big brother? Haha. He fell asleep quickly already. Says Kinzeng laughingly. Kinzeng, you think your big brother is like a pig? How could I gone to sleep so fast? Says a cool and collected young man who just moments ago was lying with his eyes closed on the other side of the hot spring. Do pigs fall asleep fast? I don't really get that metaphor. Huh. After opening his eyes and saying so to Kinzeng, he turns to Kiryu with a smile and says, Xiao Yu, this Misty Villa's hot spring is really unusually effective. Last time I only soaked in it once, yet my wounds got much... What? Last time I only soaked in it once, yet my wounds got much better. Now only their dim marks can be seen. If I soak in it for some more days, maybe my whole body will be like yours? No, wait. Okay, I want to read you the next paragraph before I go on a rant here. This Kiryu's big brother Qin Feng, who is already 16 years old, due to practicing martial arts. He looks as if he is 18 or 19 years old. Big brother Qin Feng is the person Kiryu adores the most. The last time they met, he saw with his own eyes that big brother could blow a tree as large as an adult thigh into smithereens with a single punch, and so he has been very envious of his martial prowess. Okay, so basically this guy is a big shot at martial arts already, even for his young age. Now, the thing is, this guy has just said, maybe if I bait in this thing, because this Misty Villa hot spring was already stated in the first chapter, it has magic powers. Basically, it's like a chamber, a time spirit chamber from Dragon Ball Z. Basically, you soak in it daily, and your body gets stronger. To the point that in the first chapter, the Kiryu, the little, he's a kid, he's like 8 years old, something like that, and he was already, they stated he was already as strong as an adult man. But this guy says he only bathed in it once when his wounds. Basically, when he was wounded. But this guy is supposed to want to become a big martial artist. So, let me get this straight. You have an entire family which places an entire country, an entire kingdom that places a very heavy, importance on martial arts. You have a hot spring that turns people superhuman, that makes children as strong as adult men, and you don't use it? What the? That doesn't make any fucking sense! What the fuck is... Oh my god, how long is this chapter again? Jesus Christ, I'm not even an elf! I'm not even elfin! I need some water, just 1 sec. So Hearing Big Brother talk about the unusual effects of the hot spring, Kinyu stands up in a very mischievous manner, sticks out his little chest, raises his little head, and says proudly, "Of course, there is no question that Misty Villa's hot spring is unusually effective. Humph! Can you see who Misty Villa's master is? It's not other than your little brother, this brat! This brat." But Qin Feng and Qin Zheng burst out laughing. As Qin Yu has not seen his big brother and second brother for a long time, why don't you just say his older brothers? They enjoy messing around together, but Qin Feng and Qin Zheng give Qin Yu a slight advantage because they both dote on his little brother or theirs. They all lack a mother, so naturally they care more about their little brother. That's not a natural thing. That's a statement that is not really true. There are kids who lack a mother who are assholes to their little brother. That's not a natural thing, and it's kinda insulting that you think so, author. After playing for quite some time. How much is quite some time? This is a thing. Why is this guy so... how can you say this? So imprecise with time. After some time, after quite some time, after a short while, after a while, give us some fucking measures of time. I know they existed in ancient China. Maybe not minutes, but they existed. After playing for quite some time, Qin Yu lies down comfortably and quietly in the hot spring. Qin Feng and Qin Zheng also lie down. So, they all lie down. So... why couldn't you just say, after playing for quite some time, because they played together, the three brothers lie down comfortably and quietly in the hot spring? No? No? Aren't you very busy, brothers? Or could you have time to visit me? Asks Qin Yu. Father, he seemed to notice that he had said something wrong. Qin Feng immediately says, "It's nothing really, it's just that there is no business in the army for the moment, so I returned. Father also allowed this, then I found second brother and brought him along." Qin Zheng also nods and says to Qin Yu with a smile, "That's true, you may not know that to find the time for this visit, I had to try hard, but even so I only got a half-day break, and after half a day I'm hurrying back." "Me too, after half a day, I'm leaving with second brother," says Qin Feng apologetically. "Oh, only half day," responds Qin Yu. He's obviously a bit disappointed. His earlier excitement and mischievousness are totally gone. Qin Yu has three relatives, his father and his two older brothers. Father is so busy that he has only visited him once for the last 2 years. Father of the year there. It is so hard for him to meet his brothers this time, but after half a day, he will be all by himself again, or perhaps to be more exact, he will still have Xiao Hei, which is standing beside Hot Spring, is the eagle. It is so hard for him to meet his brothers this time. You mean it is so hard for him to meet his brothers? Point. Not this time. That. Qin Feng and Qin Zheng exchange a look. They both feel powerless. Qin Yu suddenly smiles and stand up. Big brother, father went over there. Sorry, that was my phone. I'm gonna turn it off right now. Sorry about that, and then we can return to the daddy issues martial artist. Big brother, father went over there in the immense wilderness. He told you a lot about the art of war, didn't he? Asks he immediately. I know father is very good at marshalling forces. Grandpa Lian told me so. That's right. Father's art of war is terribly good. When he and I were carrying out land battle chess drills... land battle chess drills. It took me half year of practice to barely meet his demands. Qin Feng seems to be remembering those days. He says unconsciously, Father's art of war is truly extremely good. You already say that. So... that's kinda redundant. We already got that. Big brother! Qin Zheng looks at him. Qin Feng's heart skips a bit. He cannot help smiling bitterly inside. You know, he was careless about what he said. What? Qin Yu does not seem to take notice of that. With a very ecstatic expression, he starts to talk with Qin Zheng and Qin Feng about what has happened to them these days. The three brothers chat in the hot spring for a long time. Then, only after having a dinner party, do Qin Feng and Qin Zheng leave. Outside of Misty Villa, Qin Yu dressed... Sorry, no, because... no, okay, let's stop here. Why was that careless? He just said... I mean, Father's art of war is truly extremely good, while at the beginning he said, Father's art of war is terribly good. But he basically said the same thing. Why was the second time careless? Because he actually had to say it unconsciously. Why was that so disrespectful, so careless? I mean, did he say maybe... Okay, in Japan, at least in Japanese, basically, depending on who you are referring to or who you are talking to, you're supposed to express yourself in a more polite or referential way. You know, if you're talking... Maybe it's the same thing in Chinese, but the problem is it doesn't translate that well in English. I mean, if that's the case, if that's what happened, like in Chinese, one would understand by reading the words of the kanji used. It doesn't come through in English. So here the translator didn't really do it justice, if that's what it is. Otherwise, it's just some random shit of the author. That could also be it. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if that was it. Outside of Misty Villa, Qin Yu, dressed in a black brocade robe, follows his two brothers with his eyes as they are going away and waves his hands. Goodbye, big brother, second brother. Qin Yu's eyes twinkle non-stop. Qin Feng and Qin Zheng turn their heads around and smile to Qin Yu. Then they jump onto two fierce tigers. By the way, this guy writes down numbers as numbers. He doesn't, write the extended version word. There are about 100 crack soldiers behind them who are also riding fierce tigers. In a short time, they have already disappeared on the mountain road without a trace. That's kinda impossible. We're talking about 102 people riding tigers. How the fuck do they leave no trace? That's not fucking possible. Also, if these are requests because I can't really find what that means. If anyone knows the definition of crack soldier, please tell me. I know it's also used to define gang members, but it's not the case here, unless it's a, mafia, ancient China, martial artist story, but I don't think that is. So, if you know what crack soldier means, please let me know. Okay, there is a page break here, so, sip of water. At a place down the mountain road, Qin Feng and Qin Zheng are riding two fierce tigers side by side. Big brother, this time you were careless with your words. Xiao Yu doesn't like stuff like scheming or policy making. Also, because of his Danshan's problem, he can't practice to become a military commander, so he can do well in both military and literary arts. Father's energy has been spent on the two of us, whereas Xiao Yu couldn't see him in a world here. He's been all by himself. You said Father and you had conducted land battle chess drills for a half year. What do you think he felt about that? Says Qin Zheng to Qin Feng. He's obviously very annoyed. So, the thing is that he was careless because... okay, seriously. You have to start author. You have to start deciding if you want the guy to be smart, super clever kid, or if you want the guy to be a normal kid. Because a super smart, very clever kid, like you say this guy is supposed to be also... would have already understood that since the guy is supposed to run a clan, whatever, a small kingdom, and his guys, his sons, are very good at both things, he already knows, he already guesses that he spends time with this guy to train them and to put, to raise them up to his level, stuff like that. But if he said he's a normal kid, no, that still wouldn't make any sense. What kind of kid doesn't think... Oh, right. This kid. What kind of kid doesn't think that his father... I was about to say, what kind of kid believes that his father doesn't spend time with his son? Except, this is not like playtime. This is like war preparation time. So, again, that's already something they could guess. So, decide if it's very clever or a normal kid. Moving on. Qin Feng says with a forced smile. Second brother wasn't paying attention at the time. After that, I regret saying so as well. Suddenly, Qin Feng's face hardens. Second brother, he says, because his Danshan is innate problem. His Danshan is like his inner chakra or whatever. Xiao Yu can do well in martial arts and literary arts. He won't have enough power to protect himself. Me too must protect Xiao Yu well. Me mustn't let anyone bully him. If anyone dares to bully Xiao Yu, I'm going to make them regret being born, says Qin Zheng with a trace of cruelty in his eyes. In a short while, the two brothers and the bodyguards behind them had left Mount Danglan and rushed for Yan City. Okay, my question is, how the fuck are you going to how the fuck are you going to stop people from bullying him if he's in the middle of a fucking mountain and you're out at war, I don't know how many miles away, and you hardly ever can make time for him. Also, another thing, again, he's in the middle of the fucking mountains, in an enormous mansion, all for him, only surrounded by his servants, attendants, and whatever, who all adore him for some reason. Who the fuck is supposed to bully him? Whoa! I mean, like, there is a side entrance for bullies. Okay, you a peddler? No, go away. Merchant, go away. Oh, a bully. Okay, there is the side entrance. Your Majesty, Her Majesty is waiting for his daily bullying. Please, go ahead. Oh, also, it is a coupon for after these brothers come and rip you in half, because to, reattach the halves. But that may take a few years, because, they're very occupied calling about get off, and it doesn't make any sense! Ah! Moving on. Late at night, on Mount Donglan, a small team body is sitting on top of the mountain in cold breezes. A black young eagle. Sorry. A black young eagle is standing quietly on his shoulder. Kinyu is watching the starry sky in this way, but there is a look in his eyes that is much more mature than that of older children of the same age. Every day, he either reads book in the studio alone or ponders alone. This has given Kinyu a mind far superior to that of an 8-year-old kid. No, doesn't work like that. Maybe he has given him like a knowledge far bigger than an 8-year-old kid. Maybe he has given him wisdom to that of an 8-year-old kid. But a mind is a mind. It doesn't change. You can only train it, but either you're smart or you're not. either you're born smarter than other people or you're not. You can train some abilities of your brain, of your mind, to get better. That's true. Memory, you can train memory, so even when you get older, you can fight losses memories and stuff like that. But you can't change your whole mind just by studying. Doesn't work like that. Xiao Hei, Qin suddenly utters, but his eyes are still looking up at the starry sky. The black eagle on his shoulder makes some movements. Its pitch black eyes move around a couple times, but he does not understand what its owner just called it for. Qin suddenly has a faint smile on his face, a sparkling, happy smile. Xiao Hei, do you know, when I was very little, Father often stayed with me and cared a lot about me. After those 12 teachers came, let me follow these teachers to study. Even though I didn't like those things, I tried hard to force myself to study them so that Father would be happy. I learned those katas very fast, and Father even called me a prodigy, but after that... He paused for a moment and continues. I remember very clearly when I was 6 in the secluded courtyard of Father's mansion, those 12 teachers say something like I wasn't fit to become a ruler. Then Uncle Feng says my danshan was problematic and could accumulate internal energy, making it impossible for me to These are a recap of the first fucking chapter! We already know what happened, because we're reading! So, word it another way! After that, I came to Wisty Villa. From then on, Father no longer paid attention to or cared about me. At the time, I didn't know what a danshan is, I didn't know what a ruler is, so I even told that Father really let me come here to play. But Qin lowers his head and nips his lips. His eyes look very depressed. In these 2 years, I also asked people like Uncle Wang. Okay, that was mean. I know it's pronounced Wang in Chinese. About the meanings of danshan and ruler, I think I already understand why Father no longer paid attention to me. Qin pauses again and looks up at the starry sky. I really don't like those books on scamming and policy making. In fact, I force myself to study them. I really want to see Father smile and hear him accept and praise me. But those scheming books, those cruel books, I force myself and suppress my dislike to read them. I know all about those schemes and stratagems, but I can't bring myself to execute them. I can't carry them out. Father, I really can't. Qin cries bitterly in a low voice. His thin weak body quivers. Xiao Hei, standing on one side of him, moves its eyes around and cleans Qin face with its little wings. There is a huge black eagle cleaning an 8-year-old boy's face from tears with his wings. Just imagine that for 1 second. Yeah, moving on. Qin leans his head and looks at the young eagle on his shoulder, then he embraces it tightly to his bosom. The eagle remains silent in Qin's bosom as his nose is little master smooth at the moment. Xiao Hei, I really want to hear Father's praise, want to see his happy smiles, really want to, mumbles Qin in an increasingly low voice. Again, all of that you could have... So if you didn't know what happened in the first chapter, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. This story is shit! At a secret place on the top of the mountain, the 3 experts who secretly protect Qin seek endlessly. Because, they feel for him. Everyone feels for him. But I already told you, that's what... I already told you that I bet this will happen in the first chapter. After reading the first chapter, I would have bet that everyone would adore and feel for this guy except his father. This is literally a daddy issues martial artist story. Suddenly, a meteor cuts through the starry sky, radiating dazzling ray of light. For a moment in the sky, the meteor's brilliance surpasses that of any star. Meteor! You spent 3 paragraphs to say that this kid has daddy issues, that he wants to make proud his father, whatever. You recap the whole first chapter, and you took up way more space than you should have. But now, you have something that is supposed to be like, I know because I read the synopsis, this is supposed to be like one of the most important event of this kid's life, one of the most important event of the story, and all you describe, there's no build up, no anticipation, no, and then you hear there's no changes like in light, like the noise of the meteor. All you could master is suddenly a meteor cuts through the starry sky, radiating deadly ray or light. For a moment in the sky, the meteor's brilliance surpasses that of any star. Sing endlessly, suddenly, sigh endlessly, suddenly a meteor. Sigh endlessly, suddenly a meteor. Meteor! That's it! This gives you, I think, a very important cliff note on what this story is supposed to be like. He spent 4 to 5 paragraphs talking about dead issues. 3 sentences! 3 sentences describing a falling meteor! Priorities! These are the priorities of this guy! King Yu's eyes suddenly shine. He immediately releases Xiao Hei from his bosom, stands up, closes his eyes tightly, puts his hands together before him. I wish father cared about me just like how he treats big brother and second brother. I'm not afraid he would spank or chastise me. I only want him not to ignore me. It's not a falling star, it's a meteor! You don't wish on a meteor, you wish on falling stars! Meteor! They shouted meteor, so it's not a falling star! You don't King Yu slowly opens his eyes and looks at the meteor, which has arrived at the horizon. Father once said, a wish made before a meteor will come true. No! You wish on a falling star! He could have fooled me. It'll definitely come true. Yeah, I mean, he lied to you before, but I'm sure that time he didn't, because you have every reason to believe that. Looking into the starry sky, King Yu's childish face has a resolute expression. Suddenly, a brilliant idea springs to King Yu's mind. I mean, as brilliant as like believing that his father left him all alone with all his retainers for 1 year. And I was like, he brought me to play here. Yeah, very brilliant. His eyes brighten, he pats his head. You mean he slaps his head? He pats his... you mean he slaps his forehead? That's the thing, he doesn't pat his head. That's like... on top, maybe. Patting is on top. You mean he slaps his forehead like this? I was such a fool. No, he pats his head. I was such a fool. Martial literary arts. But I can do well in literature, but won't I succeed in martial arts either? Uncle Wang saying there are many internal energy techniques in the world. Maybe some of them are suitable for my dansha. Even if none is, who says practicing internal techniques is indispensable in martial arts? You already... okay, this is a kid. Okay. Let's move on. I mean, because they already specified they are indispensable, but moving on. King, after all, is only an 8-year-old child. Even though his mind has matured a lot thanks to reading many books all by himself, he's still a child. It doesn't work like that, but okay. Because Feng Yu's is saying in the past that one with a Danshan problem could not pursue martial arts, a fixed idea was formed in King Yu's mind. Only at this moment does he awaken. Is it really impossible for one with a strange Dantian to pursue martial arts? Well, with resolution, an iron pestle can be ground down to a needle. This principle was said by father. As long as I try hard, I'll be successful, says King Yu to himself while nodding repeatedly. His eyes are filled with unparalleled confidence as well as determination. Xiao Hei, let's go. Let's return to the villa. King Yu does just what he says at once. Why did you tell us? We could have guessed that. Just saying. because he now has a goal. Everything becomes different. The black eagle on King Yu's shoulder also seems to be very happy and repeatedly flaps its wings. Because he couldn't do yeah, yeah. Okay, that's not really an eagle, but he just flaps his wings, like brushes tears with the wings, but he couldn't just go yeah to approval or something, no? As King Yu is skipping toward Misty Villa, 3 black silhouettes appear briefly and chase after King Yu like 3 whips of black smoke. And now I want to know why the 3 experts didn't also, these... Okay, also, these are not like, these supposed to be like mysterious. This is supposed to be like an entrancing moment. It wasn't, but again, 5 paragraphs, daddy issues, 2 sentences, flap his wings, 3 black silhouettes to describe the 3 mysterious people clad in black appear behind this guy. Oh, by the way, end of chapter 2. Dear God! Jesus fucking Christ! If this is okay, wow! There is like, I don't know, 600 chapters of this stuff, and if all 600 are like this, my fucking God, am I in for something painful? You heard me, like, a lot of things don't make sense, but there is this, at the beginning it was just like a joke, but now I firmly believe that this is literally going to be a story about a martial artist that is powered by daddy issues. Because, again, he spent 5 paragraphs talking about daddy issues, and not even that well, and 3 sentences about a meteor falling to the sky, and 1 sentence about 3 mysterious people clad in black appearing to do black people stuff. Black clad people stuff. Don't, This guy's priorities. This is the story with more than 600 chapters that I put myself into, and so this story was first suggested to me by a guy on Twitter who said that it was a very good story, that I should read it, something like that, because he liked it, it was interesting and stuff. Then another guy, a friend who I know for a few years by now, told to me that this story, like most Chinese web novels, according to him, is total, horrid, torrid, steaming shit. At the beginning I didn't know what to believe, but now I know, and I wish I didn't. This was the Man of Science Theater. This was me reading Stellar Transformations Part 2. I'll see you next week. Oh my fucking God. Oh God. God help us all.